The Nerd.
Can I see your sword quick?
It's called Uramasa. He carries it with him everywhere. It was mostly a wedding gift from his wife before he was turned into a half Nihilak monster.
Chris.
Gengar, use Shadow Ball!
Alan. Jason.
My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I hate a lot of things, and I don't particularly like anything. I'm going to restore my clan and destroy a certain someone.
The Half-Beard.
I feel like I live in a world made of cardboard, always taking constant care not to break something, to break someone. Never allowing myself to lose control, even for a moment, or someone could die. But you can take it, can't you, big man? What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose and show you just how powerful I really am.
The Nerd.
Freaking nerds, bro.
Stand forth! Gather yourselves, men! For who has arrived but us? The Nerd Table!
Have thy potion ready. Understand your input command. Healers to the mark. Tanks to the target. It's time.
Hold on, I gotta buff everybody. This has to happen. We're not going in here until I buff everybody.
Leroy
Jenkins!
We're back, everybody. It's been 1 month of hiatus, but we're all back.
Yeah!
We're back to a second edition of the Nerd Table. A much anticipated second edition of the Nerd Table. I'm Chris, and I'm joined by the guardians of this show. Alan to my right,
Balba.
Half-Beard to my left,
Yellow.
Jason in front of me, and we have a very special
Squirtle.
We have a very special guest. Which don't say anything yet. We have a special intro for him. But we're back to the Nerd Table. I have to admit something. I'm jealous of the Nerd Table views. I am.
Yeah!
I'm jealous of the Nerd Table views, and I don't understand why that is.
Because we're nerds.
It's not
Nerds
the nerds.
unite.
It's not the nerds. It's, I guess, what is it? Honestly, what is it, Alan? Is the time limit?
I think it's a combination of sports table is long, nerd table is relatively shorter, and nerds are more likely to go onto YouTube to listen to something,
Mm-hmm.
whereas the Carloses and Georges of the world are less likely. Like,
right.
if Carlos was not involved, would he listen for 3 hours?
No.
And make his kids listen?
Actually, he would, but not George. But
No,
Carlos
wait.
is a weirdo.
We can't get George to listen now.
Yeah, he doesn't listen to the show like when we're doing.
I mean, I know he hasn't been on in 3 years, but
Yeah. No, yeah.
But Chris,
Yeah.
let the people know, because probably most people that listen to the Nerd Table don't listen to the Sports Table.
Mm-hmm.
So let them know what you guys are actually talking about.
Okay, so this show is actually a spin-off show. There's actually a main show that's based off of this show, or the other way around, I should say. And me and Alan and Jason and Keith are Half-Beard. Sometimes Jason and Half-Beard chip in whenever we're down a man, but me and Alan do a sports show. So please, I'm begging you, please, Listen to the sports table. I am.
He's on his knees right now.
Yeah.
He's really emotional. It's a big
I want to
deal.
tear my shirt.
I think I see a tear. I really do.
It's embarrassing because the sports table is what we focus on each week. We prepare. The Nerd Table comes on once a month. You know, it's a whirlwind of information, and you guys kill in the ratings, and I don't get it. It's like
bosses.
it's like imagine if Big Bang Theory had more ratings than Monday Night Football. It doesn't make sense to me. That's how I view it.
Fear the nerds.
We're back to the Nerd Table. I'm still aspiring to this council that I see in front of me. There's one person in particular, though, that needs an introduction, special to the type of person that he is. Don't speak yet. You'll get your chance. The legends I've heard of this man outweighs anything I've heard in any nerdendom. Alan, explain to the fan who's coming to the mic right now.
He is our favorite swashbuckling hippie from England. And he's not actually from England, but by God, is there a TARDIS in his room? His knowledge spans the breadth of all comics. He knows in every corner, in corners we didn't know existed.
Right.
He knows Star Wars enough to rival your Greg.
We'll see.
He is our swashbuckling Ebes.
Ebes. I shot him in the ass. One of these. What, I did? Ebes. Whatever you say, Ponytail. We might say no to a little murder. Strike a pose. Ebes.
Talking man heard Hulk. Hulk rip off Talking Man's head!
My head? Oh, crap. Ebes. Got a dog up you!
Ooh, hey!
Yeah!
Ebes, man. Congratulations.
That was quite the introduction. Sorry, I'm a little red over here. I have been reading comics, playing video games, watching sci-fi since I could think, pretty much. So
right, your first love.
My first love, and
right.
my love forever.
Alan, that was good production work, man. I gotta say.
Thank you.
Was that your first time doing that?
No, I did the opening for the Nerd Table too.
That's right. Also, very good work. How come you don't put this kind of effort in the sports table? See, that's
I
why
have.
we're down. That's why the sports table is down. Because you don't do the production work that you're supposed
I
to be
definitely
doing.
have, because anything outside the main episodes is all me. The main episodes, I'm trimming and making the video myself.
Trimming, yeah, after the stuff that I've already edited, though. I mean, I'm talking about production during the show, like intros, side effects, whatever.
What have we done so far? I got you the extended North Korea thing last.
Okay, true.
That was fantastic.
True. Fantastic.
That's
a way to put it. No, but I just want more. If you can give this kind of effort to the Nerd Table, I demand more to the
It really
sports
wasn't
table.
that much effort. It was what does Ebes like?
Boom.
He likes Deadpool. What's the best Deadpool? Nolan North Deadpool. Take the best lines, put it behind something he likes. The Spider-Man music from our beloved,
it was perfect.
our beloved, spectacular Spider-Man that we miss dearly.
Miss so dearly. So very
And just
dearly.
put it all together. And at the end, throw a One Piece thing, because I hide One Piece in everything we do on this show.
That's Alan for you.
Before we get into any of our topics, let's explain what the music theme of this show is today. The Xbox One gets released December or November 15th?
22nd.
22nd. The PlayStation 4 gets released
the 15th tomorrow.
Tomorrow, on the day of my brother's birthday. The theme of this music is our favorite video game themes. That's what we're bringing. Jason had first dibs. Jason, explain what this music is and why you picked it.
Well, this music is twofold for the reason why I picked it. Number one is there's always been a huge debate about which of the Final Fantasies is the best Final Fantasy. And if you've played all of them, 6.
6 is yours.
6 is...
Is that where this is from?
Yeah, that's from 6. That's the main character's theme.
Okay.
And the other reason that I chose it is because, being a total nerd that I am, I'm going to a Final Fantasy Symphony in like 2 weeks.
There you go. And they're going to have 6, and they're going to do all of them.
Yeah, they're going to do songs from each one, yeah.
Okay.
Including Ebes' favorite Aerith theme from 7.
Yep. Yeah, that's awesome. It is my favorite. 7 is 7 is definitely the best of the Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's not.
But I mean, because it's not. The choice was not the best version of the game. It was the best theme music. Is this considered your favorite theme music?
That's still my favorite theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because mine is not my favorite version of that franchise, but it's the greatest theme music that they have. So that's when we get to mine later. That was sort of the gist of it. And Alan's giving me squint eyes. I don't know why.
Because I think I know which one it is.
Yeah.
And this is a room full of. We'll get to it when you get to your song.
Okay, fair enough. The first thing that I want to... Well, first of all, let's explain what we're going to talk about today. So, in honor of the Xbox, it's going to be... And the PlayStation 4, it's going to be a lot of video game heavy stuff that I want to get to. I need to ask you guys questions because I'm still on the fence. We played a clip before the show that South Park had a great episode last week. They're going to do it again next Wednesday, where the kids of South Park, in honor of Black Friday, they're going to try to beat everyone to the front of the line to get in and buy an Xbox One or a PlayStation 4, and the town of children split. You know, they have Stan on one side with Kenny, and then you have Kyle and Carmen on the other side for the Xbox One. And they're both saying, they even said it, what was it, that Stan liked the PlayStation 4
They got
controller.
like the new DualShock 4, and the other one's like...
The touchpad and everything else that's on that.
And Xbox One is like, leave them alone and their limited function voice commands.
Right. And then Kyle's explanation was he liked the seamless flow between movie, television, and video game for the Xbox One. The one-stop shop, basically, is what they want. So we got a lot of video games to cover, basically, so you guys have to weigh on my mind. Is anyone for Xbox One here?
I am not. No.
Okay, so...
Cricket.
So I'm going to be... I'll try to play the arbiter, even though you guys are...
No, it's okay. I think
heavy.
Eves can chip in because I feel Eves also has a little bit more pull toward Xbox than the rest of us.
I am more pulled toward Xbox, but what I'm actually waiting for this holiday season is for the Xbox 360 to drop down in price. As soon as it does, I'm going to buy it and wait until this fanfare is over.
Right.
And then buy the actual Xbox One, probably. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'll see which one comes down in flames.
Come to the dark side.
I'll wait till there's more reports out on which
Right.
system's better before I put my money out there is what I'm saying.
See, that's my angle. My angle is I'm waiting for the price to drop down, and each first generation or the wave of first generation, there's always bugs.
Glitchy, yeah.
Well, as far as price, I got bad news for you, bro.
It's not going to drop for
That's
you.
never going to drop.
No.
It's never going to drop?
No, not never, not
sure,
never.
but-
But they're aiming the way they've changed the console life. It used to be 5 years, shuffle on to the next one. This one went 8 to 9, I think it was.
Something like that, yeah.
And they'll support it for another 2 years, both sides. It'll be a 10-year console life. They're planning for the next one to basically be the same. And with cloud tech going into it, Xbox specifically has touted this, and I'm sure PlayStation has this as well. They can up the performance numbers from the cloud.
So they don't even have
So
to
they
get the
might
new
not.
one.
They can really stretch it to the 10 years.
Right.
So they're not in a hurry to be dropping price within a year. That makes no business sense.
A year or two. It could be a while.
I mean, I'm willing to wait, honestly.
Your best bet is figure out what you want and wait for the bundle. So that way, at least you get it.
So next Christmas bundle, that's what I'll wait for, probably.
Come
I'll
on
probably
now.
wait for the next Christmas bundle
Come on
because,
now.
again, we said there's always glitches. Name the glitches that came out. The Ring
Oh,
of Death.
I can already tell you right now. There's been a couple that have come out and bricked. Some of the very first one that got released early have already bricked.
This is why I'm waiting.
Right.
Yeah, no, you wait 6 months to a year. Let that first wave go.
And
a year next
as you can
Christmas.
tell, my friends all around me will all have these systems, so I'll still be able to play them.
Yeah.
See what's going on, which one is my favorite, and then when I've come to a reasonable decision, I think I'm becoming an adult. It's very scary.
It's terrible.
It comes out of nowhere.
It's funny because you posted a meme the other day on Facebook that said, when I was young, I couldn't afford video games, but now I'm an adult and I can afford video games, but I have no time to play them.
Yep, that's pretty much it.
It's a conundrum of being. By the way, growing up is so overrated.
Oh my God,
Terribly
it
overrated.
They
We have
young.
later on in the show Greg Norvish, the Star Wars expert from last week. I want him and Eves just to go and talk about the next episode where they should
Episode
go.
7.
Yeah, the theories, characters. So that's going to be probably in about 45 minutes, another 30 minutes from there. And we have more shameful admissions. Do you guys have shameful admissions to give up?
Not right now.
I might.
Oh my God!
I might
We
have
did it
one.
last.
I might have
Okay,
one.
come on.
which-
Why? I'm the least of the nerds here, and I have so
Well,
many.
because
Is it
you're
'cause I'm
more
ashamed.
Yeah, you're more
Okay,
ashamed of it.
is
To
that
us,
what it
like,
is?
To us,
like
it's like
us,
normal life.
Yeah.
It's like,
Like if I
it's not
told,
really a
if
shameful
you
admission.
said I went to a convention dressed as a character, we've all done that in some way.
Okay.
So it's not
Like,
not as bad for
Half
us.
of my closet is literally costumes. Half of it. I have a walk-in
That
closet.
sounds so whimsical and fantastic. It
Tell you,
does.
it's so much more fun being.
Yeah.
a
So
nerd.
then,
So
we'll
much fun.
we'll change it to how you guys do something where you think normal people will think that's embarrassing. How's that?
No, we can do both.
That's pretty much everything
Yeah.
I do.
Okay. Well, then you should have plenty to
So
say. then.
life.
Playing Pokemon DS. I was playing it outside. Amongst other humans somewhere. I was at a park or something, and then I'm having a good time playing my game, and then I see a 6-year-old walking by. He walks past me, and I look. He's playing Pokemon, and he has
Yeah.
like stronger Pokemon than I do, and then I just feel horrible. I'm like, well, that was a waste. What am I doing with my life?
That's how it is. I think that's a good topic to start at. When you play as a younger age, whatever it is, it can be any type of video game. Our tastes develop as we get older. The younger generation always seems to be better at a younger rate than we were. For instance, when I was 13 years old, I was okay at Halo, but the kids that are playing Halo now at 13 would blow my 13-year-old away. It would blow us away, and it seemed when kids like Alan, a little bit older than Alan James, well, who's the oldest person here? Jason still?
Jason.
Jason.
Okay, so even older than you, like 10 years older than you, you're better than what they were when they were playing, even arcade games or whatever it is.
Yeah, but you have to realize that the types of games. When I was a kid, I was playing Mario and Duck Hunt. Those were my first games.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But now this generation, their first games are, like you said, Halo. It's a much different environment. So they're already put into a 3D world where we were put into a 2D world.
Yeah, their first experiences have 2 joysticks, and you can choose inverted. You have these things that our generation didn't have. Like we have people that play inverted because the only time first person came out, it was inverted.
Right.
And
Well,
if you
they're
go
used to it.
farther back, like our group, this old 3-0 here, GoldenEye was the first one we played.
Yep.
That had 1 joystick. Give that to a kid now, and they'll be confused. They don't know what to do
You need
with it.
to aim. Haha, you can't move anymore.
Yeah, dude. Talking about this subject, like I have a 4-year-old nephew.
Mm-hmm.
By the time he was 2, he knew how to use an Xbox control.
Oh,
Knew how to play.
See,
games.
that's crazy to me.
But now he's about 4, and he can play Halo. He's not the best guy out there on the field, but he can get around, walk around, shoot people, throw grenades, drive a car. He's got it. And he's like 4. It's blowing my mind still when I just think about it.
Right.
I think it's just technology nowadays is so prevalent. Everybody carrying iPhones, everybody carrying everything, DSs, everything all the time. My nephew has his own DS, has his own electronic learning pad thing. He plays on the iPhones with mom and dad all the time. It's just how things go.
Yeah. How many of these kids are growing up on Angry Birds?
Oh, no, I'm sure.
While their grandparents are like, Coño, you can touch this and it moves.
Yeah.
Like there's a gap where they just develop with this first.
Yeah, I saw. Sorry, but
Yeah,
I saw an interesting video. It was a while ago, but it was a kid. He was given an iPhone and an iPad, and he was going through, the menus, the buttons, the apps. He was going through everything.
How old is the kid?
He has to be like a toddler, like 1 or 2 years old. He's like
Okay.
really, really small. And then all of a sudden, his dad gives him a newspaper. And then he grabs the newspaper and he starts touching it and he starts swiping it because he was trying to zoom into the letter so he could see it. So you
Right.
just see him with his fingers trying to zoom into the paper and he's looking so confused. Like, wait, this is not.
This is broken.
Why did you give me a broken, really flexible iPad?
Then he literally wipes his ass with it. He's like, this is garbage. I get it. The thing that my argument is the 13-year-old, if us and a 13-year-old, you said Pokemon or any game were to have it right now, they would be better at us than we were. And we had 2 weeks of training. He said absolutely.
they would have-
and
it
I'm
depends.
tending
I
to
think-
lean
okay,
more
here's
towards
the
that.
thing. Here's the
they
thing,
would
'cause
have a
I've
better
worked-
natural.
Yeah, they would be
Power.
better at.
Why?
Well, because the controls have developed where they go in with harder controls. But if the argument is they're going to be better at the game, I've worked with kids. They're still fucking stupid.
Right?
So give them Pokemon. They might understand how to walk around more. They don't know anything of what they're doing. They're just catching stuff and playing. They're doing the same as we did. Ours was just more basic at the time.
Yeah,
So you can't imagine yourself at 12 playing X and Y because it looks so much more complicated. But kids nowadays are doing the same things we did with Red and Blue.
No, but you're picking a bad game though. You're
Well,
picking you're picking a game that you have previous knowledge of. I think to your point, Chris, is that give us a brand new game.
Yeah, neutral
Oh,
game.
no.
A neutral
game. Okay, yeah.
A 13-year-old and us, we have a team of 5 of 13-year-old and us 5. We have to play against each other. They're gonna kick our ass. Why?
Because they're more naturally adept to it at this point.
But it's a neutral game. It's not something that they've had training on.
Well, I think it depends because obviously we grew up with video games pretty much in our hands too. At least you had the old Nintendo, Atari, all that stuff. So we have we have been raised into video games, so we have some ingrown knowledge about it. But I don't think they would like floor us, but I think they would have a natural talent like.
Above us
a little bit.
We can outthink them, sure, because we're just older and we have the experience.
Wiser.
That's the trick. Yeah,
exactly.
Like I've seen kids get stuck into these. Like I told you before, they used to pay me to play Smash Brothers.
They used to pay you?
Yeah.
What?
I would go to work and bring the GameCube on Fridays, and instead of going outside, hey kids, you want to play Smash Brothers? They'd be like, yeah. So I was on the clock playing Smash Brothers.
Indirectly. He was not
indirectly. They didn't actually write a check and say Smash Brothers player.
Yeah.
I was doing after school care.
He was taking care of children. Another air quotes, you can't see them. But he was
okay. That's not what you said.
Exactly. It's not
what you said. I'm thinking like Jason top 4 in the
like
state.
Jason, super Pokemon trainer.
Yeah,
as
man.
he put
Did
his
you ever
arms
get
out.
money out of that, by the way, Jason?
No, I got like.
You're playing the wrong game.
I got a box of boosters.
There's no money for losers.
You're playing the wrong game, man.
4th is losers.
See, when you say
that was before the days of like Major League Gaming, which is around now.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Major League Gaming made it to Real Sports with Brian Gumbel.
Yep.
Did you see it? What was the game that they were playing? It was like it's an MMO.
I want to say it was StarCraft actually.
No, it wasn't StarCraft.
It
was another one of those games, those styles of games that the like people from Korea were coming over. They played in the Staples Center. That's where the Lakers play. And they had the stadium filled just for that video game.
What else did the Koreans play?
The Korean, I'll look it up right now. But
in Korea, mostly it's StarCraft.
Yeah, it's mostly StarCraft.
Mostly StarCraft.
I don't know.
Whatever, I'll look it up right now. But it's just video gaming is with Major League Gaming. It's getting big. But the younger kids, we can outthink them. Is it because our hand-eye coordination is slower? I don't think so. I think we're more developed than they are.
I think an important part is actually the 3D to 2D space. Because when we grew up, when we were kids, we were thinking on a 2D plane. Really, all we needed to do was press right and jump. That was all we needed to do. But the new generation coming up, they have to think in a sphere, in 3D. They have to think what's ahead of them, behind them, above them, below them. For us, we just had basically 4 directions. They have 8 directions to look around.
Think about how fast you stick a kid into Call of Duty, and he's looking above to the sides, considering weapon types, considering grenade types, kill streaks.
Yeah, to talk.
None of this was in an NES.
League of Champions, or League of Legends.
To talk about this.
League of Legends.
That's a Dota type game, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was. Okay.
To talk about the same subject you were talking about, the 3D to 2D space. Like we were playing. My nephew was playing Paper Mario on the Wii. And that new fancy Paper Mario, you can change it to 3D and to 2D. That's the game. You walk through certain areas, they're 3D. So I was like, oh, look at the 2D. And I was really enjoying the 2D from all the old school Mario. And I was jumping on the things. And I kept the level going to 2D. And my nephew's like, come on, no, go to the 3D. This is boring. What are you doing? It's like, look at this is awesome. And he's like, no, come on. So, yeah, exactly what you guys are talking about.
It's also the same sort of thing when I was playing. They made the Halo Anniversary, and then they had a simple button where you could switch it to the old graphics of the Xbox One.
To the new graphics,
Yeah,
switch it back and forth. I never wanted to switch it to the new graphics. I just kept on the old graphics. I was like, oh, my God, this is all I know. And then I would switch it over, and my mind was blown up from all the graphics.
You play, and I've spent a lot of time playing N64, and
it doesn't hold up.
No, well, it becomes sad, but you love it because it's kind of sad. Like you play old Gauntlet Legends, and you realize they're just like circle hands and dudes walking very oddly, or old Smash Bros. Compared to any of the newer ones, stuff like that. And
Mario Kart, the guy's turning is literally inch by
the
inch,
Super Nintendo
inch
one,
by inch.
Yeah.
It's the truth. It's the truth.
These damn young kids get like realistic stuff to start.
When I see my cousins, like you said, you had your 4-year-old, was it a nephew, 4-year-old nephew, Ebes?
Yeah.
When I see them playing and they're just this game's kind of boring, and they're looking at either Call of Duty or whatever ultra graphics, and then I'll look back. Even today or yesterday, I was inspired talking to Alan. I was gonna ask Ebes this question later on in the show. I'll ask him now. I'm nervous. I'm like Captain America. I'm dropped now into the Pokemon world, but I'm back in the 90s. I haven't played a game since Red.
Oh, Chris, I'm right there with you, actually. Because, the last game I played was Red and Blue.
Yeah.
I think I dabbled in the yellow with the had the Pikachu that followed you around.
Yeah, I played that as well.
I played that one, but, that was the last game
Right, me too.
I played until this new game came out. The hype was very strong for this game. It blew me out of the water. I kept seeing Mega Mewtwo. I was like, well,
I was intimidated.
My nephew already had a DS, so I was like, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to buy the game, and then I can play it. And it's awesome. I picked it up. It's like, it blew my mind, really, because I wasn't there for all these steps. Well, so now it's like almost overload.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Eggs hatching, and but it's easy, though. It's not like it's like, oh, no, I don't know what to do, because it sets it all up that you can follow it pretty nicely. And really, man, I played the game. I beat it, got through the Elite Four. I got my team ready. I'm waiting for the Pokemon Bank to come out in December so I can send myself some Pokemon from previous games, although I just said I didn't play any previous games. But after buying Pokemon X and beating it, I was like, well, I need to buy the previous games because this was awesome.
Right.
So I went back one generation and bought Pokemon Black 1, and I beat that and got the Elite Four. Now I have a team of Mew and Mewtwo. Mew is my favorite Pokemon.
Cool.
By the by, he will always be the best.
We went through that last week, didn't? Or last episode,
like who was our
show.
favorite, or who would be our chosen companion?
Mascots. Yeah, Mew would definitely be mine. Mew is
that's a little cheating.
It's kind of cheating, but kind of not, because he's not really like, I'm going to destroy everyone.
He's the rarest form.
He is the original DNA.
Yeah, he is.
He's not the rarest form. He's the original form.
Other than God Pokemon.
Which is Arceus? That's how you say it?
No, there's more than just that. Every legendary is about the same, number-wise. And they're about the same rarity because they're only one per game.
Yeah, but he means like an actual Pokemon
world.
No,
that's what I'm saying. In that world.
In the world, they have numbers? Come on.
No. I'm not talking. No. If we're going stat wise, they're supposed to be equal.
Nobody's going stat
All
wise.
right, no. But what I'm saying is, okay. In the world, there's supposed to only be one.
Yes, but
so they all have the same rarity. There's only one in the world.
If you remember every single time you've ever seen Mew in an anime or anything, what is he doing? He's hiding behind people while they're talking about him.
Yeah.
They're talking, but they're like, I need to go find Mew. And he pops out the window, like, laughs at them and flies away. You know why? Because Mew, he can turn invisible. He can turn into other Pokemon. He can fly through space. He can go underwater. He can go anywhere he wants at any time. And he always shows up when people are looking for him behind their backs to laugh at them. He is the rarest Pokemon.
You don't have to tell me how awesome he is, because
that is how rare he is.
I would choose him as a companion too, because he's the most. He seems
you
of
were
all of them
talking
to be
about
the most.
rarity.
No, I don't. He's no rarer than Mewtwo, who's reclusive and angry at humans.
Mewtwo was made in a lab.
I know, and there's one.
That's not rare. Guys built him. Look how rare! I found
How many
them
people
there.
How many people have caught Mewtwo?
Me.
Well,
I have Master Ball.
I was gonna go Game Genie, but Master Ball too. Yeah.
There was. The thing is, Mew just looks like he doesn't give a shit about anything. He's just like,
no, he hates
I
everybody.
love him. He's awesome.
Oh, Mew. Sorry, I was yelling.
I also feel like Mew. If Mew had to pick one person to follow around, it would probably be Eves, though.
No, it would be Eves.
Absolutely, because Eves is the most creative and
Mew.
Interesting person here.
No, Eves is Mew.
He said
he'd be
had
floating around playing with his
closet
toys.
full of costumes. Yeah, I think Mew would want to chill
Mew
with
is
that
transforming. Guy. He's got costumes.
He's got
Mew
the
is
greatest
playing with
facial
toys.
hair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I'd agree. A lot of Pokemon would follow me.
Just stalking,
a
just
whole lot
Pokemon
of them.
stalking.
I don't have to catch them.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
Wait, don't tell me you're gonna Ash catch him everything, because that's not a good path to success. Man.
No.
You're gonna be friend zoning people nationwide.
I will never Ash catch him anything. If I'm doing anything, it's probably gonna be Red. I'm gonna be reading something because Red is a badass, and Ash catch him. I don't know how he gets his clothes on in the morning without tripping.
He never
over that.
changes.
Never.
No, he changes every like 3 seasons.
By the way, I saw the Origins episodes.
Awesome.
Did you guys see it?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Really good.
They were
Yeah,
good,
yeah.
huh?
Right?
They made a few. They emphasized strongly to like the Lavender Town. I didn't get it. I don't know why it was so much emphasis on Fuji. I don't know
Because
why
that's
they did
where
it.
he gets the Mega Stone for the end.
True.
So that
And-
Yeah, they had to bring it back full circle
And
because
Fuji is. Oh, sorry. Go, Jay.
yeah, they had to bring it back full circle because this is when X and Y were coming out when it was released in Japan. So they're like, all right, so we're gonna give you all the old stuff, but here's the new thing. So that's why they
Right.
spent time on Fuji and the Mega Stone.
But the whole
And-
episode.
And here's the best part about that. Fuji was actually the first one that sighted Mew in the jungles of Brazil, and that is why at the end the kid starts looking for Mew because he got the message from Fuji that he had written down. So
I thought
I'm
he
up.
read it in the Cinnabar Island book
Yeah, and Fuji's the one that wrote that.
that I wrote. Yeah.
That wrote that.
Was anybody else confused when they started naming like real countries? Like what like he found Mew in Brazil?
In French Guiana, actually, I think it was.
Yeah, he said French Guiana. Yeah.
No, nobody else here was taken aback by that. You have a city called like Canto, and
That's true.
And all of a sudden,
That's kind of fair.
And then he's
That's a
like,
fair
"Oh, I
point.
found this in Brazil." Like, whoa, wait, we're in this world.
Where'd you get this passport?
Wait, is there supposed
Like,
is there
green
supposed to be
card
Pokemon in our
customs?
world? Is there like where the island of King Kong?
That's-
and all the
that's a
people,
good
that's where all the
point. That's a good
Pokemon are.
point.
Well,
That's a good point.
the only way that you could probably justify that is by saying that like Kanto and Johto, they're regions, not necessarily countries. So let's say like Kanto is everything east of the Rockies and Johto is everything west of the Rockies.
But is that what it is?
Wait,
though?
wait.
For Kanto
You're
and
telling me
Johto,
there's
yeah.
no real Pokemon in Japan? I thought that's where they were.
No, there's no real Pokemon.
Oh
in
my
Japan.
gosh.
Because the thing is, Digimon was actually in the real world. They had like New York City, Tokyo. So I get the back and forth, and they lived in the digital realm.
Yeah.
Pokemon, if they're citing French Guiana,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yep.
yeah,
Look,
that's a good
I
point.
found Mew
I never
in
thought
Miami.
about that.
You know, I was hanging out with
I think-
LeBron, and I found Mew over there.
Right.
Mew was right
Right,
behind him
right,
going,
right.
ooh.
I think they did
Well-
that because that was the original game.
Yeah.
When it was first mentioned, was the first game ever. So when they came out with, they're like, whatever, Pokemon, they're in this world, I guess, because French Guiana exists. And then when they came out with more games, they're like, well, I guess we can't really. We have to make it its own world.
Yeah, as they started expanding regions and generally creating continents, it's hard to fit that on our globe.
Oh, but you know what? Pokemon, it's just a translation of our world because, as you all know, the Pokemon X and Y is just France. It's all France.
Oh, is it?
It is.
Yeah.
The whole game is France. The main city in the middle is Paris, and it has the Eiffel
Oh.
Tower in the middle of it.
Makes it so lame now.
No, yeah, but
No, yeah.
Okay,
but
that's
there's-
only
there's-
because it's France.
but
Yeah.
imagine
if it was
Yeah,
Germany,
yeah.
you wouldn't be complaining.
No, if it was Germany, that'd be awesome.
that goes to show you, Pokemon in and of themselves, they're so awesome. They make France cool.
I don't know about that.
No, hey, I'm gonna agree with him.
When I
You have to play the game.
I want to. When I went to, it's just a side. Speaking of Germany, when I went on the Europe trip in FCS, we went to Berlin and we walk into the Berlin Square and there's a giant water tower, and at the top of the water tower is a picture of the globe, and then above it it said "Die Earth," and "Die" in German means the. So it said the Earth, but I'm walking into the Berlin Square and it says "Die Earth," and then there's a picture of the globe behind. I don't know. That's Europe, and all that stuff.
How great would the Pokemon in a Germany region be?
I
I feel like there wouldn't be a. First off, there's no fairies.
Of course there are. They bleed
In
over
Germany,
from France.
in Germany,
They bleed over
they're
automatically.
shot on sight.
yeah,
There are no
there's
fairies allowed
there's
in Germany, in
No,
Deutschland.
There's like what, a lot of gravelers. I only know Gen
I,
1, so
I feel
all my references are gonna be that.
I feel like there wouldn't be any crap like Clefairies and Ratatats. Just all
What do you mean, there are
mid-level.
rats in Germany?
You have
No.
very high expectations of Germany.
I feel like Germany would kill everything that sucks.
God, man.
maybe Nazi Germany would, but
Actually,
Germany
I
now
take that-
wouldn't.
wait, I take
Isn't
that
that
back. I take that
Sparta?
back. No,
I'm
that
pretty
would
sure
be
Germany
Russia.
right now is pretty cool.
I thi-
Russia.
I feel like Russia would be that. I take it back. Germany would allow
Which
some normals.
Pokemon?
Russia would only
usually
have
come
ice
from
Pokemon
Russia?
though.
Vodka.
Maybe
Vodka Pokemon.
it'd be ice, rock, and like one grass Pokemon.
No, the bear one, the Osiris. What's the one called?
Oh yeah, all the bears. There'd be bears.
Arctic. There's the
There's
bear one.
Beartic,
There's more than
Ursaring.
one?
Beartrick. Yeah,
There's a
Yeah.
polar bear.
Polar
There's
bear.
There's a
a
polar
grizzly
bear?
bear. There's
There's now a panda.
Oh, there's a
Oh,
panda.
the panda's awesome.
Is it a kung fu panda? Is it a fighting
It
panda?
is. It's a fighting panda.
panda, yes.
It's I think it's two types are fighting and panda.
I thought it was.
So it's pretty awesome.
Where does the ice cream one come from?
That was simply
black and
made-
white. Black
okay,
and white.
That was simply made so that Alakazam could have a snack with his spoons. That's what those were for.
Kazam!
Oh no, it feels awesome because I was fighting with my Alakazam and then I megaed him. So he was Mega Alakazam. If you see Mega Alakazam, he has like 6 spoons floating above his head for no reason. And then what happens? I walk into a horde of ice cream Pokemon. It's like, well, this is perfect.
On that note, we're gonna go to break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna come back with Greg Norvish, and we'll get into the Star Wars stuff. Eves, are you ready? You're the only person. You're the only person that I know that. Well, allegedly, I have to hear about it. The only person that I know is as much as Greg does in Star Wars. He wrote a book. He wrote a book. I don't know if you heard the Nerd Table.
He wrote a book. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I know a lot. My girlfriend knows a lot too. My fiance. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. Get used to saying that.
Yeah. I'm not used to it yet, but yes, my wonderful and gorgeous fiance probably knows more about Star Wars than both me and Greg.
Hi, Emily.
Hi.
Then why isn't she here?
Good question.